In today's video, we're gonna do a quick recap of last week, the events that happened and how it affected the market, and also the events that are gonna happen this week and how they might affect the market. The Swissy pair, USD or CHF, is trading cautiously near 0.8 at the start of a busiest data week. With the Federal Reserve in a data-dependent mode ahead of its July meeting, traders are looking towards a slew of key indicators for clues about the future rate hikes. Will the upcoming data push the Fed to another 75 basis point hike, or will it go for a 50 basis point hike? And how will the market react to these new data and the upcoming Fed meeting? All of these questions will be answered in today's video, so make sure to watch it till the end. But before we get into it, if you're new here, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on our daily market updates. And if you appreciate our work, you can buy us a coffee. Let's get right into it. USD or CHF is slightly lower this Monday as the market starts a busy week of USD data that will heavily influence the Fed's policy decision in July. Traders are looking towards a series of key indicators, including the latest inflation data, retail sales, industrial production, and the preliminary Michigan consumer sentiment for clues about the future rate hikes. Will the data support another 75 basis point hike in July, or will it go for a 50 basis point hike? The market reaction will depend on the data that will be released this week. Last week, the Swissy pair traded in a range between 0.99 and 0.80 for 6. The pair started the week at 0.80 for 6 and declined to 0.8012 by Wednesday. Despite the overall cautious sentiment in the market, the US dollar strengthened against most major currencies as traders increased their bets on aggressive Fed tightening. On Thursday, the pair reached a low of 0.7985 after the release of the latest FOMC meeting minutes, which showed that the Fed is ready to raise interest rates even further if needed. However, the USD or CHF pair failed to sustain its gains and ended the week almost unchanged. Looking ahead, the market will be closely watching the upcoming USD data for clues about the future rate hikes. Today, traders will be looking towards the release of the latest inflation data. The market expects a 0.8% increase in the core PCE price index, the Fed's preferred measure of inflation, in June. A higher-than-expected print could push the dollar higher and vice versa. On Friday, USD or CHF could be affected by the release of the University of Michigan Consumer Sentiment Index. The market expects a slight decrease in the index to 58 in July from 64 in June. A better-than-expected print could boost the market sentiment and push the pair higher. So to sum it up, this week is going to be very important for the USD or CHF pair. The upcoming data releases will give us a clear picture of where the economy is heading and what the Fed is likely to do in July. If the data supports a 75 basis point hike, we could see the pair move towards 0.82. But if the data disappoints, we could see the pair decline towards 0.78. As always, we will be watching the market closely and posting updates on our social media, so make sure to follow us there as well. Thank you for watching and see you next time.